And welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. It's Wednesday. It's ride along day, as usual on my Wednesdays. Out running errands, picking a few things up, grabbing lunch. Supposed to be getting a haircut, but things change. And we're going to talk about change today. But my hairstylist, she's sick, so I got to wait a week. So the frock will be a little longer for a week. Just deal with it. So, it's a little bit of logistics to get out of the way, and get a snooze that phone. Thank you. So, shout out. I haven't done a shout out before, but I know a particular young individual who's been begging for one. So Cameron, I'm going to dedicate this video to you. Thanks for watching. Now, the other piece of logistics. Tonight will be an AMA. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's free here on YouTube, so it's going to be a couple hours after this video airs. Feel free to stop on by, ask any questions. I'm sure there's lots of questions going on right now, because what everybody is talking about is Luna. And Luna and TERRA and UST and all the different names and versions that are out there. It's complicated, but Luna and TERRA are basically imploding because they're being attacked. And so Luna's main claim to fame is that they built the TERRA stablecoin. It's an algorithmic stablecoin, which has not been stable this past week. And the reason is because it's been under attack because people were buying all sides of the transaction. So the idea of TERRA was it was an algorithmic stablecoin, which means it's not collateralized. They were trying to collateralize it with some Bitcoin, but they hadn't done enough of that yet. So it was really uncollateralized at this point. I know they made the announcement, I think it was about a month ago, that they were going to collateralize it with some Bitcoin. They did not buy enough, so that was problem number one. Problem number two is that the algorithm was such that the idea was it was an inherent pairing between UST or TERRA token and Luna token. So the idea was when the marketplace needed more UST or TERRA, they would sell Luna, and when there was too much, when there's too much in the marketplace and it got to be overpriced to over $1, they would take the TERRA and buy Luna. So they balance it out. Well, that balancing completely fell off it went off the rails in the past week or so, and the coins have been trying to stabilize ever since. Now, first we saw US TERRA go down, lost its peg to the dollar, went down like below 70 cents, then into the 60s, and it's even gone further than that. Because what happens is it goes down, they try to force you to sell. The US TERRA can't get back to $1, so they're trying to absorb more TERRAs that's in the system and put a demand on it. But with Bitcoin going down and Luna going down, all this downward pressure on all three elements just really caused what they call the death spiral. So Luna has gone down from $60 down to, it hit $1, I think, this morning. And now it's bouncing back up. It's in the $2, $3 range now. And now we're going to talk about what's really going to happen going forwards, and also what to do. And none of this is financial advice, to be very, very clear. A lot of this is high risk, high reward type discussions here. So not only is TERRA being attacked, but other algorithmic stablecoins like Phantom and others are being attacked. I think Tron's version is also getting attacked, because and I think Tether even had an attack. They're trying to destabilize these coins. Now, why are they trying to do that? Could it be that they want to push the regulations to the United States? They want to talk about central bank digital currencies. They want to move things to regulation and legislation and control the crypto space, because everyone want to point to this and just say, hey, look at what happened here with the Luna TERRA situation. We don't want to see that again. And they're going to get a good argument out of that, quite frankly, right now. So, but the question goes back to, what do you do if you're already own Luna and you already own TERRA? You pretty much just got to ride it out at this point and hope that it restabilizes at some point, because the project isn't dead. Luna has over $1 billion in market cap right now. They're still a top 50 coin. The network has gone through a very big test and it didn't do well. So a lot of crypto is experimentation, and as things get tested and get vetted out, and that you learn and you evolve and you move forward. Now, is Luna going to get back to $60 this week? Probably not. But you have a coin, you have a project with a good network, a good following, a good backing, a good development team, a good social presence, A lot of backers, a lot of developers. There's a lot of value to the Luna network just as it stands. But the question is really one of can it recover from this? I think it can, but it's going to take some time because they have to lick their wounds, they have to learn from this, and they have to build, and they have to rebuild. So, but now you get into what I call a decision between perceived risk and actual risk. Now, none of the risks, like a lot of the risks that were, some people were pointing out that this could happen to an algorithmic stablecoin. That's happened to these types of things in the past, and it could certainly happen again. So now that Luna got tested, now that uncertainty is more of a certainty that the current network as it exists right now was too suspect, and we could have a death spiral runaway type event, which just happened in the last few days. They will learn from this. They will get better from this. They've been tested now. This was a very tough test, but they seem to be surviving. They're not thriving by any means, but they survived it. So now you come to the question, well, the network cost about $2 or $3 to buy a Luna token, which is way cheaper than $30 2 days ago or $60 or $80 last week. So it really becomes a risk-reward calculation for your own choice, right? If you're already in Luna or TERRA, at this point, it probably doesn't make any sense to sell. You just got to hope for the best. But there's an argument you can make of dollar cost averaging in, especially if the token's under $5 right now. Do you still believe in the project? Because as I tell people, if you don't sell today, you're essentially rebuying. So do you still believe that Luna can do better than it did in the past? I think that Luna could get back to the $15, $20 range in a relatively short time frame. Just my opinion, though. So buying under $5, you could get a double or a triple out of it. That's very reasonable expectation. Going back to $60, that's not a reasonable expectation. So there's a risk reward to it, no question. But if you were in Luna and you're going to stay in Luna, then there's an argument that can be made to dollar cost average in, lower your average purchase price significantly under $10, and then hope for $10, and then see what happens then. So it's not a pretty situation by any means, but this is what happens in crypto. Things happen. You have to learn. Things evolve, and I don't see Luna's team going completely away. So is the risk 10% of what it used to be? Is it 5% of what it used to be? You can make that argument, which means that it is a positive expectation value to go ahead and try to be in Luna now and hope for the best going forward. But there's no question there's a risk. Like all these coins, there are risks. So you're supposed to spread around your risk. Even the big boys who were big into Luna, like I think I saw Rand from Crypto Banter on Layla's show today. I think Luna was his second biggest bag, no longer, but you live and you learn, and this is what happens in this space. It's tough, but anyway, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more in the AMA tonight. Just want to get this video out there. Everybody's talking about it. So what are your thoughts about Luna and these other stable coins? Are we heading to a CBDC regulation event? Is that where we're all heading? Leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the AMA tonight. So with all that said, I'm going to close the door on the bureau, say follow leader one more time, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.